For instance, let's talk about we've talked about the Ryan Romney budget,
right?
And the fact that it just like it was mocked basically. And it was pointing out that it's gonna raise taxes on the middle class,
right.
And they said that's impossible. Blah 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 blah. It's not going to happen. But independent budget places were like, hey, actually, that's actually totally going to happen because what you're doing is, I believe the term was mathematically impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And then so this eventually even gets to Fox News, who loves to just not be reasonable, but even they're asking questions. They were talking to Paul Ryan, and this is a little bit of a conversation that they had.
You're the master of the budget, so briefly, let's go through the plan. The Obama camp says, independent groups say, if you cut those tax rates for everybody 20%, it costs $5 trillion over 10 years. True?
Not in the least bit true. Look, this just goes to show, if you torture statistics enough, they'll confess to what you want them to confess to.
Wait, stop. Wait.
What?
Is that, first of all, I've heard, statistics, not really. Polls, yes. Polls, you can get to say basically what you want, depending on how you ask a question or something like that. But statistics, really? It's just, if you torture them enough, they'll say anything you want. So really, could we torture the statistics to say that there wasn't an economic collapse in 2008? I mean, I'm just trying to understand this, Eljoy, because this is what Paul Ryan wants you to understand that. But let's let him ride for a moment, shall we?
Study has been so thoroughly discredited. It wasn't even a
by who?
Of Mitt Romney, his policy. Here's what we're saying.
Well, how much would it cost?
It's revenue neutral. It doesn't cost
I'm just talking about the cut. We'll get to the deductions, but cut in tax rates.
The cut in tax rates is lower all Americans' tax rates by 20%.
How much does that cost?
It's revenue neutral.
Well, it's not revenue neutral unless you take away the deductions.
That's where
I know, but
that's
I'm asking you,
going.
and we're going to get to that in a second. The first half, lowering the tax rates. How much does that cost? $5 trillion?
No. Look, I won't get into a baseline argument with you because that's what a lot of this is about. We're saying limited deductions so you can lower tax rates for everybody. Start with people at the higher end. Here's the way it works. I've been on the Ways and Means Committee for 12 years. Both parties, Republicans and Democrats, have junked up the tax code with so many giveaways and special interest tax breaks. What we're saying is you keep your money in your pocketbook, in your business, in your family in the first place. The way it works today is you send more of your money to Washington, and then if you do what Washington approves of, you can have some of it back. We're saying...
Notice that he hasn't answered the question in any shape, form, or fashion. He's just talking in circles.
His answer would reveal what is actually truth, is that their plan would raise taxes.
But Eldre, it's just again, let Paul Ryan ride.
In the first place, and every time we've done this, whether it was Ronald Reagan working with Tip O'Neill, the ideas from the Bowles-Simpson Commission on how to do this. There's been a
the place that you walked away from?
Republican consensus. Lowering tax rates by broadening the tax base works, and you can.
But I have to. Let me just. You haven't given me the math.
No, but I don't have the. It would take me too long to go through all of the math. But let me say it this way.
Wait! Wow!
It would take me too long to go through the math.
So you mean that thing that people say is mathematically impossible?
Math, because math is usually you can just kind of walk through a problem and say this is how we raise revenue and this is how we have people keep taxes and this is why reducing the taxes above everybody produces revenue, but it doesn't produce then because if you reduce the taxes on the taxes on everybody, it doesn't make any sense, and you just end up talking in circles like I'm talking right now. It's just like, but wait, how does that? Because that doesn't even make sense if you reduce on. I don't know.
It's hilarious that hey, they say it's impossible. Literally, people have said it's mathematically, it's widely discredited. By who? No one's actually, that's not been widely discredited.
Well, that's a tactic you can say. It's been widely discredited, and people were like, it was widely discredited. Not saying by who? By the New York Times? By Fox? By you? Like, by the Independent Budget Committee? Like, who? Who discredited it?
Who widely discredited this? And literally, it's mathematically impossible. Yet you're going to, well, how are you going to do it? I don't really have time to explain. So wait. So you have a plan that you're going to put out there that's going to do this thing that you say it's going to do. But experts who looked at this said it's impossible, you can't do that. Your response to it is, I don't really have time to explain it, but just understand that this is going to happen. That's like...
You don't need to know the details. That's what you have. That's what you're electing me for. You just need to know that I'm reducing your taxes.
Hey, Joy. Hey. I wanted to tell you something. I have built a time machine, and I'm going to go back in time, and I'm going to stop slavery.
Oh, okay. How does it work?
What? No.
How does the time machine work?
No. That's not the point. The point is that it's been established that time travel works, and I'm going to go back in time.
Okay, but
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do.
All right, but how?
Eljo, I don't have time to explain to you time travel like this. You're just going to have to accept that when you vote for me, and I become president, I will stop slavery.
How are you going to stop slavery? Like, is that a plan? What's the plan?
Listen, Eljoy, people like you just don't get it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the point. When Elon's time machine works, then everything will be better for you, whether you get it or whether you don't. You just have to trust him on this.
Exactly. You with your liberal media slant, trying to badmouth my time travel plan.